Chapter 32, Joe. Dylan Samreen jumps out of the black Mercedes 3 cars down the line. It has one of those vanity license plates you have to pay extra for. You know, it says, envy me. Envy me. Do you guys know what envy means? To be envious? Yeah, to be jealous. So Dylan Samreen jumps out of a car whose license plate says, envy me. Now remember, kids don't own cars. This car belongs to his family. So this right now should tell you a little bit of information, not just about Dylan, but about Dylan's family. Envy me. Inside, I can see his mother looking in the mirror on the back of the sun visor as she puts on her lipstick. My mom only wears lipstick when she's going out to a party. She looks better without it. The wind is blowing and it's really pouring now. Everybody is honking their horns because Ravi's mom's minivan is blocking the traffic. Do you need your earplugs? My mother asks me. I shake my head. I'm okay. Pop the trunk, Mom, Dylan shouts, banging his fist on the roof of the black Mercedes. Mom, are you deaf? I said pop the trunk. Well, I have to stop here for a second and think about my own life as I start to form more ideas about Dylan. You couldn't pay me all the money in the world to say that to my mom. That would not fly. That disrespectful tone. Mom, are you deaf? I said pop the trunk. Ooh, I can't imagine if I said that. And probably you're feeling the same way. You would never speak that way to your parents. But again, we're learning more and more about Dylan. We already know he's a bully. We already know lots of things about him. And now we're getting to know some more details that either affirm your theories about Dylan or make you want to change and shift your theories. I feel very affirmed right now, personally. And it also makes me feel a little bit sad for Dylan, to be honest with you, that this is kind of his life. The trunk finally opens, and Dylan leans in and pulls out a big cardboard box. He wraps his arm around it and walks away without bothering to even close the trunk. Mom and I look at each other, and then I run over and I close the trunk. Mrs. Samreen doesn't say anything. She just flips her visor back up and drives away. What could she have said? What would most people say if their trunk was open and you walked by and you closed it for them? It's very dangerous to drive a car with a trunk open. It's a very nice thing to do. She just drove away without saying anything. Have I already told you that I think you are one terrific kid? Mom says a minute later as we walk through the front door. She heads off to the cafeteria, and I start walking down the hall toward room 506. Ravi is walking in front of me. He has pulled off his weird red hat and is trying to comb his hair down flat with his fingers. It's not working too well. Dylan Samreen is standing by the door when we get there. Good morning, ladies, he says, with that evil crocodile grin. Welcome back. We both ignore him. Ravi goes straight to his desk. I notice that he's carrying a small package wrapped in the same kind of brown paper that his math notebook was wrapped in. I put my hand in my pocket, and I feel the little glass dish. It had seemed like such a good idea when I told my mom about it in the car, but now I'm just not so sure. What if nobody gets it? Before we begin, boys and girls, Mrs. Beam announces, I'd like for you to place your personal reflection objects on your desk and bring your explanation cards up here and put them in this basket. There's no turning back now. I hang up my raincoat and carry the glass dish over to my desk. Then I dig around in my backpack until I find the plastic bag containing my object. I'd picked it out based on its perfect shape and color. After examining it carefully to make sure it hadn't cracked or chipped on the way to school, I put it in the dish and take out an index card with my sentence written on it up to Mrs. Beam. I'm looking forward to seeing what you brought today, Joe, she says as I drop my card in the basket, and she smiles at me. I don't know why, but there's something about that smile that gives me hope. Maybe Mrs. Beam will like the idea I came up with for my project. Maybe she'll realize that I'm not really a pain in the neck who doesn't pay attention. Maybe she'll even write something nice about me on my report card, the way that Mr. Barnes did at the end of the year. But apparently none of those maybes are supposed to happen, at least not to me, because when I get back to my seat, the little glass dish is empty. So poor Joe, he's got the perfect, I wonder if you know what it is. He's got the perfect little object, and he picked it for its size, its shape, and its color, or its shape and its color, right? He puts it in the glass dish. He goes up to the teacher's desk to turn in his card. He gets back and it's gone. Who took it? That's right. I'm sure Dylan took it. And then it's empty. His whole project is gone. Chapter 33, Ravi. Dylan Samreen is standing at the door when I arrive at room 506. I ignore him and his crooked Shakti Kapoor teeth, and I take my seat. Place your personal reflection object on your desk and bring your explanation cards up here and put them in this basket, Mrs. Bean tells us. Before I can unwrap my packet, I first need to wipe off my glasses, which have become clouded from the weather. Ma gets upset with me if I use anything other than the special wiping cloth Dr. Botcher gave me to clean my glasses. So I open my backpack and I pull out the cloth. Just as I'm about to remove my glasses, Dylan Samreen reaches around me and snatches something off of Bigfoot's desk. He pops it into his mouth and quickly sits back down, but not before I've seen what he's taken. What has he taken? So I wonder if you can predict or imagine what object Joe has chosen. Let me read that last part again. When I'm about to remove my glasses, Dylan Samreen reaches around me and snatches something off Bigfoot's desk. He pops it into his mouth and quickly sits back down, but not before I've seen what it was he's taken. So whatever Joe chose for its shape and its color was something that could be eaten. What is it? All right. Next time.